Hello and welcome to this video. In the European Union, we are striving towards a circular economy. But what is a circular economy? Why do we strive for it? And how does EU policy support this? My name is Monique Voogt, and in this short video, I provide some answers to these questions. We define the circular economy as an economic system that follows a closed loop. In this loop, raw materials, components, and products lose as little of their value as possible. After using a product, we reuse it as much as possible. And when the product has reached the end of its life, we look for options to repair, refurbish, or remake the product. When those options are exhausted, we recycle the components into new products. And in order to maximize all of these options, we want to ensure that the product design follows the principles of circularity. This, for example, includes the design that ensures a product to last longer, or a design to ensure that the product is easy to repair or easy to disassemble for recycling. There are many reasons to strive for a circular economy. I will name a few. It lowers the amount of land and resources we need for our consumption, and thereby it helps to avoid biodiversity loss. It also reduces the amount of emissions from our production needs. This helps to address climate change. And it reduces the amount of waste, and thereby the space, the costs, and the health hazards of storing and processing our waste. On the next slide, you see three more reasons. It lowers the demand for raw materials and reduces our risks, especially when it comes to importing critical raw materials. It also supports innovation, creates new jobs, and thereby stimulates economic growth. And finally, it helps producers and consumers to save money. Achieving a circular economy, in fact, is the only way to ensure we stay within the planetary boundaries. And by applying full circularity, we respect the environmental limits of our planet Earth, and we allow it to self-regulate. To achieve a circular economy, policymakers have defined many supporting instruments. At the UN level, this is gathered into the so-called Sustainable Development Goals, also known as the SDGs or the Global Goals. These goals were adopted by the United Nations in 2015. It's a universal call to action to end poverty, protect the planet, and to ensure that by 2030, all people enjoy peace and prosperity. Goal 12 of these SDGs aims to ensure sustainable or responsible consumption and production. And to make the ambitions tangible, specific targets were defined. For Goal 12, this, among others, includes sustainable management and use of natural resources, responsible management of chemicals and waste, promoting a universal understanding of sustainable lifestyles, and to halve global per capita food waste. You can find all of the 11 specific targets and also all of the SDGs on the website of the Global Goals. In the EU, it is the European Commission that has the responsibility to define support policies to help achieving the circular economy. This EU policy has the same aims as defined at the UN level. And in addition, it aims to make the EU's economy more competitive and create new business opportunities. This timeline shows a selection of EU support policies. In 2005, for example, the first Ecodesign Directive was published. This sets eco-design requirements for energy-using products. In 2008, we saw the adoption of the Waste Framework Directive. This directive, among others, introduced the order of preference for waste management. This we call the waste hierarchy. In 2015, we saw the adoption of the first Circular Economy Action Plan. And 3 years later, in 2018, we saw the entry into force of the revised framework on waste, setting specific targets for recycling of waste. For example, recycling 65% of municipal waste by 2035. And also in 2018, the EU defined a strategy for plastics in the circular economy, and they published a report on critical raw materials and the circular economy. In 2020, the new Circular Economy Action Plan was published. The first Circular Economy Action Plan resulted in 25 new legal documents. We will now zoom into some of the proposals under the new Circular Economy Action Plan. The new Circular Economy Action Plan was adopted in March 2020. Its main aims are to make sustainable products the norm and to boost circular business models. The package of actions, for example, includes new battery regulation that aims to make batteries sustainable throughout their entire life cycle and to promote the development of a competitive, sustainable battery industry. The second proposal is the EU strategy for sustainable and circular textiles. This includes binding eco-design requirements for textiles. And another proposal is the proposal for empowering consumers in the green transition. This includes a proposal to oblige traders to provide consumers with information on the durability and the repairability of products. Another proposal developed under the Circular Economy Action Plan is the proposed regulation on eco-design for sustainable products. This proposal was published in March 2022. It's currently being discussed by the European Parliament and the European Council of Ministers. The proposal aims to ensure that all products placed on the European market become increasingly sustainable and they stand the test of durability, in that way helping to reach the circular economy. The proposal actually defines a framework for setting a range of eco-design requirements for product aspects. On the slide, you see the range of product aspects that are included, including that products have a long life, are reusable, repairable, and they can be recycled. Let's illustrate this with a practical example. Your next washing machine. The proposed requirements should make it possible for products to actually follow the cycle of the circular economy, so that your next washing machine truly lasts many years and it does a good job in cleaning your laundry. Also, that the washing machine can be repaired or refurbished when it's broken, and it can be reused by someone else when you don't use it anymore. And for example, by making it modular so that you can replace the motor with a more efficient one or replace the panel based on updated software. And when after several decades this washing machine is no longer usable, that it can be easily disassembled for recycling. And finally, that your washing machine does not use too much energy during its use and that it does not contain harmful chemicals that hinder the reuse and recycling. In this way, you produce a washing machine that is fit for the circular economy. I hope that this video illustrated how the EU policy is supporting the transition to the circular economy. Thank you for watching, and please check out our Champion website for more stories.